NBA players that forced rule changes. This will be interesting. How does a rule change based on the player? So players obviously exposed the loophole and they said we need to change the rule to not let that happen again. Before we get into the video, guys,
make sure you smash that subscribe and follow button and hype up this video.
Thank you.
One NBA player cheated his way into the All-Star game. Another smelled so disgusting that he cleared out an entire locker room.
What the hell?
What, did they add like a no BO rule or something? Like you need to shower before the game?
Well, I mean, it's understandable.
Are the NBA players that forced rule changes? Nothing compares to how James Harden cheated his way to over 30 points per game. It all started when a young Harden was traded from the Thunder to the Rockets. The man was a bench player at the time, only averaging 9.9 points per game. But after that trade, he became an NBA superstar, averaging 25.9 points per game. That's a 16-point increase in just 3 seasons. This kind of improvement in that short of time is something hard to believe. So it brought a lot of skepticism to Harden. Was he cheating? Well, the NBA had some suspicions now, and they started keeping a close eye on him. And then he was caught doing the unthinkable. See, Harden's been notorious for getting to the free throw line, but during his first year in Houston, he nearly tripled his free throw attempts per game. Just to put things into perspective, people think someone like LeBron gets all the calls. But in 2012, Harden averaged 10 free throws per game, while LeBron only averaged 7. I mean, yeah, I guess that's still 7 more free throws than I got, but still, point stands. Harden got 42% more free throws than LeBron, and he would do this year after year. It turned out Harden was using an overpowered move that nobody could defend. When a defender would contest Harden, he'd lock arms with them to force a foul call. Like, just watch this.
Harden did a real good job of using the old vet move. Lock his arm. Don't let him get it out of it. Hold it there, James. Yeah.
And guess who gets the foul? Josh Hart, the rookie.
All right, that is bomb. That's a proper loophole. What the fuck is that?
All right. I know you can't see my face right now, but Josh Hart, that's how I feel, dog.
He's like,
anyways,
what? How did he get
the league was forced to step in, and in 2017, the Harden rule was officially introduced, stating that you can no longer draw a foul by forcing the contact yourself. And if a player isn't already shooting before the call, it's just a common foul. Fast forward a few years, James Harden was recently traded from the Rockets to the Nets, and during all that controversy, Harden put on enough weight to become a big man. And speaking of controversial big men, Shaquille O'Neal is as big of a deal as they come, literally.
But he literally looks like a rhino running. Look at that.
Controversial big men, Shaquille O'Neal is as big of a deal as they come, literally. And if the NBA hadn't changed the rule because of him, it would have lost them billions of dollars. Now obviously during Shaq's career, his ass was nearly impossible to defend. I mean, the man was 7 feet tall and 324 pounds.
God.
Imagine trying to guard that. I don't care who you are. My money's on Shaq, dog. But see, he did have one gigantic flaw. Shaq is one of the worst shooters in NBA history. I mean, this man only made 1 3-pointer in his entire career.
Oh my God.
One.
You wouldn't think that.
He's gonna fire a 3. And you can tell that was so fluky.
Yeah,
the way he flung it.
That was a fluke.
That was a... Oh my God.
That was it. The first and last time anyone ever saw Shaq hit a 3. So anytime you kept Shaq out of the paint, I mean, you win. But clearly, that's a lot harder than it sounds. Until the Mavericks developed something called the hack-a-Shaq.
Hack-a-Shaq.
And it looks exactly how it sounds.
And there, the hack-a-Shaq. We saw this in both games 1 and 2 in San Antonio.
I dare someone to run up and hug me an entire basketball
Just
game.
hack him
We squaring
down,
up. MW2, Rust, 1v1. I'll hit you with a 720 insta swap.
Oh
but
my
see,
God, don't bring back
teams
memories.
were hugging Shaq as a strategy to win. They wanted to intentionally foul him, so he was forced to the free throw line. Imagine being so bad at shooting, teams are just giving you free throws. And if you know Shaq, well, he couldn't shoot a free throw to save.
Bruh, Shaq should have, when that happened, he needed to go in the gym and just do free throws.
Yeah.
Practice non-stop, so that way he's putting away like 80%.
Do you know what it is? It's because he's so big, no one can defend against him. That's why he can just go dunk and just do what he can go close to the net.
But they wanted to stop him. So to stop him from scoring, they fouled him and say, "Here, take a free throw."
Because they know he can't do it.
His life.
That's a violation.
Man was a career
That's actually a violation. I can't lie.
52% free throw shooter. Jesus, those odds. The man was a career 52% free throw shooter. Jesus,
52.
Those odds. Shaq would make one free throw max. And this is why teams would do the hack-a-Shaq so often.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because worst case scenario, Shaq's team would score 1 point, and the other team would get the ball. If that was happening to me every single NBA game, I'd be pretty annoyed. But Shaq was furious. So one day, he decided the rules need to change, and he barged into the commissioner's office and threatened to start swinging on people if they kept fouling him. And especially if they didn't drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Shaq's gonna beat your ass.
I love that.
In that fight.
I think that's what you say.
Yeah.
Shaq will come after you.
Maybe he's been watching our videos.
But anyways,
I'm gonna take that line.
Shaq stared David Stern down and yelled, "Next time someone hack-a-Shaqs me, I don't mind taking 15, 20 games out. Just imagine, you're on the phone and a 300-pound man bursts through your glass door like the Kool-Aid man, threatening you. Would you do what he says?" Well, David Stern didn't, so the hack-a-Shaq continued. And it caused some games to last over 3 hours because of all the free throws. It even got to the point where fans were booing their own teams. I mean, imagine someone getting fouled and shooting 30-plus free throws in one game. But not only that, the worst free throws. So enough was enough. The NBA finally added a rule to stop this.
3-hour game.
It stated that any foul away from the ball gives the other team a free throw and possession. The catch was, this only applies during the last 2 minutes of a quarter, so it can still happen to this day. But look, at least Shaq wasn't playing dirty to cause rule changes. I can't say the same for Zaza Pachulia. Now, he's not the most well-known player, but he set a record for causing the most rule changes in a single season. And it started in 2017. Coming into the All-Star game, it usually comes down to the best players being guaranteed a spot. But something weird happened with the votes. Out of nowhere, Zaza Pachulia started getting more votes than Kawhi Leonard, DeMarcus Cousins, and Anthony Davis.
What the hell?
Hold up. Let's take a look at the stat differences for a second. Kawhi Leonard, 25 points per game. DeMarcus Cousins, 27 points per game. Anthony Davis, 28 points per game. And Zaza Pachulia at a small, pathetic, embarrassing 6 points per game. Disgusting.
How do you think it was gonna be that bad?
Mr. Pachulia, are you even playing? What's going on? 6 points? I could score 6 points. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that Zaza does not belong. So the NBA knew something suspicious was going on. A bench player was literally going to be a starter in the All-Star game. What? Well, Zaza was born in Tbilisi, the largest city in Georgia with over 3.7
million
people.
They're all voting for him.
No, not that Georgia. This Georgia. Come on. And because he was the only current NBA player from that city, the entire country rallied together to get Zaza in the All-Star game. An entire country. All of them. But even though he had supporters, he clearly didn't belong with the stars. So the league was forced to create the Zaza rule, which basically made the fan votes worth 50% less, putting the control back into the NBA's hands. So now you can only make the game if you actually deserve it, not just because.
Yeah, that's wild. Imagine him in the alongside Steph and these lot. He's like some.
My guy's putting only 6 points.
On an average 6 points.
Where's that guy? Zaza!
Zaza!
What are you doing? 6 points!
If you were a meme or popular in the country you're from. But this was just the first rule change Zaza had that year. Just a few months later, he nearly ended a career, and the NBA was forced to intervene.
Oh, he's the one that injured Kawhi. Rat.
At the time, Zaza was on the Warriors, and they were on a roll in the NBA playoffs.
Was he a part of the Warriors?
They steamrolled through the first 2 rounds, sweeping the Blazers and Jazz 4-0. And when the Warriors reached the Western Conference Finals against the Spurs, there were predictions that Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs could pull off an upset. So coming into Game 1, all eyes were on this series. In the second quarter, Kawhi and the Spurs completely took over. Dunks, layups, threes, they were hitting everything. and the Warriors just couldn't keep up. Somehow KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond, and the King Zaza himself didn't look like enough. The Spurs went up by 25 points. This looked like it was going to be the Warriors' first loss in the playoffs. But with 8 minutes left in the third, and the Spurs up 76-55, this happened.
And Leonard goes down again.
I think he stepped on him or something, isn't it?
He's fucked his foot, but why is he jumping away like a horse?
This happened.
And Leonard goes down again.
This guy, what the fuck? Guys, what the hell just happened there? I don't understand why he hurdled off like that. And it was such a slow reaction as well.
And he's in pain again in front of the Spurs bench. And Leonard gingerly getting up.
Yeah!
Again, that's what they call all the time.
Look at Kawhi's foot.
Again, that's what they call all the time when you get your feet into the landing space of the shooter.
The thing is, Zaza didn't see his foot there.
No,
he didn't purposely do that.
He placed it though. He looks like he placed it.
Just play it again. Look, he's not even looking at his foot at all.
That's what they call all the time.
I think that was a genuine accident.
Let us know what you guys think.
Look, he's not even looking at his feet.
He just seems like a dodgy bloke, so I just don't know. I don't trust this shit.
I don't know.
When you get your feet into the landing space of the shooter.
Kawhi was hurt. Bad. Zaza closed out to defend the shot, and this caused Kawhi to land right on Zaza's foot. And I think Zaza might have purposely done this to take Kawhi out of the game. Regardless, it ruined Kawhi's ankle. Everyone in the crowd, on the bench, and watching from home knew it. Kawhi was ruled out for the rest of the game, and this completely changed the rest of the series. The Spurs went from being up 25 to choking the game and losing 113 to 111. And since Kawhi was ruled out for the rest of the series, the Spurs were swept 4-0. Now, was what Zaza did to Kawhi a dirty play? Well, no one except for him knows if he did it on purpose. But either way, Greg Popovich was pissed.
Yeah, I can't blame them.
Lead with your foot closeout is not appropriate. It's dangerous. It's unsportsmanlike. It's just not what anybody does.
So basically, Zaza took an extra step intentionally from the sounds of it, and he led with his foot, which in sports world, even in football, that is quite a bad foul. It's like doing how do I compare it? I don't want to butcher this. Basically, in football, it's quite similar, where if you lead with your foot in a certain way and you overstep, you're basically asking for foul. It's like even though you didn't do it on purpose, on a professional standpoint, you know what the fuck you're doing, and you're a pro player, you know what that extra lead is. Us as casual watchers might not notice it, but in a professional's brain, they know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like that.
To anybody else. And this particular individual has a history with that kind of action.
See, I don't blame him for being so mad. Zaza's done things like this before. And because this incident became so controversial, the NBA immediately got involved. Creating this incident became so controversial, the NBA immediately got involved. Creating the Zaza.
For us, that looks like an innocent situation. But on their brain, they know what the fuck that shit is doing.
Zaza,
this rule change now prevents reckless closeouts toward a shooter. So if the move happens, referees can call it a flagrant or technical foul, which would get a player fined. But Zaza is not the only guy from the Warriors that's forced a rule change. His ex-teammate, Kevin Durant, has also had a controversial past. And during his first couple of seasons with the Thunder, he was dominating. But one sneaky move made him a target of the NBA.
What did he do?
See, it instantly became known that KD was a walking cheat code. The dude is 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan. Not only that, he was averaging 25 points per game as a 20-year-old. This dude couldn't legally drink, and he was nearly the best offensive player in the world. I mean, you can't even build this man on 2K. He's too OP. So with OKC, it didn't take long for Durant to become the league's best scorer. He could get to the rim, hit mid-range shots, threes, and by his third season, he was averaging over 30 points per game. But it makes you wonder, how was he doing all this?
He's in a madness.
A move called the rip-through was to blame. A move that fans and players felt was unfair. Durant would purposely shoot the ball by swinging into a defender's arms to draw a foul. Come on, KD, what the f was that? Before he started doing this move, Durant was already unguardable, but now The refs were practically handing him free throws, and the NBA couldn't do anything about it.
And unlike Shaq, he's hitting them.
Because it was indeed a foul. So they were forced to change it from a shooting foul to a common foul. That way players can't manipulate themselves to the free throw line instantly in a game or quarter. And even though the NBA changed the rules for this, KD still tries to cheat his way into free throws. Just look.
When he was in OKC, he used to get this maybe 4 or 5 times.
The funny thing is,
so it looks like the player fouled him.
Yeah, basically.
Oh.
Crazy, man. Even being teamed up with Kyrie and Harden just isn't enough. Well, even though Kevin Durant is still causing these controversies, it's nothing compared to a player who smelled so bad, his own teammates forced him to shower. Now, you would think millionaire athletes would take their health and hygiene seriously, but some actually smell worse than a homeless man. Just listen.
Money can't buy class.
To this.
And cleanliness.
Would not shower. There was a problem with him not showering. True or false?
True. That was back in the day, though.
Yeah, but how'd this argument go between Gerald Wallace and Adam Morrison?
He told him to get his butt in the shower. He said,
Speaking of this, as you guys know, I worked in recruitment, education recruitment. There has been times where the head teachers I deal with would ring me and say, unfortunately, we've had complaints in the classroom that your teacher's body odor is very bad. From the teaching assistant has, notified or reported, and the kids or whatever. Can you have a conversation about it? And we have to, as recruitment consultants, basically tell our teachers, you smell, you need to jump in the shower, or you can't go back to the school. The
thing is though, like,
so awkward.
The thing is though, because I've been in, well, not because I smelled or anything, but I've been in workplaces because certain colleagues would have a body odor issue as well. Some of them just are, dirty. They don't want to have a shower. But some of them, we don't know what is happening in their personal life. For example, they might be depressed. They might be going through something. Their hot water's probably not working or something.
Yeah, if they're going through something, they can't shower. It's different.
Yeah, I feel like it's a tough conversation to have, but it's like, is everything all right?
Masank, we had to tell the teacher. So it wasn't me telling the kids. I was a consultant. My teacher is working at the school, and I have to tell the teacher, you smell and you can't teach no more unless you shower and you fix your body odor. Pretty embarrassing conversation to have, but it is what it is.
You want to take a shower here? That's what he told him to. He kept explaining, I take showers. I'm just going to go home, man. I want to go home and take my own shower in my own house. He said, man, I don't want to hear that, man. Get in there.
I don't think he showered.
He took that shower, I'll tell you that. Ask Gerald.
Dude, what? Everybody was practicing and everybody was sweaty. So imagine how bad this man smelt if his own teammates were forcing him to shower. Ridiculous, man. Adam Morrison's habits were a nightmare. The man would show up without showering.
Not gonna lie, he does look like he stinks. Look at that.
Not just armpit rubbing in your
look
face.
At that. You're telling me this man don't look like he stinks? If anyone looks stinky, it's this man, yeah?
His habits were a nightmare. The man would show up without showering, chew tobacco, and spit it everywhere. Oh. And it was rumored that he'd wear the same 3 polos for an entire season. Disgusting. Ugh. So because of players like him, the NBA's hygiene rules have gotten more strict than ever. See, hygiene is something you think everyone cares about, especially in NBA locker rooms.
You don't think so?
But some players came into the league not knowing the rules. When Markieff Morris was with the Wizards, he had an experience that scarred him for life. He said, players not wanting to shower. That happens a lot. I had an incident when I was in Phoenix with a rookie who said, I don't use deodorant. I was like, whoa, 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 what the f do you mean you don't use deodorant? You gotta respect other players. It's uncomfortable guarding someone that stinks. That's why I had to explain to him, like,
that's probably why the rookie done it, to get like a advantage on the court.
Maybe.
Oh, you don't want to guard me, yeah?
Yeah, take this.
Yeah, that's disgusting. But you'd think, like, you play professional sports. Like, anyone should care about the hygiene, let alone a sports
Some people don't care.
person.
Like, I've worked in a gym. A lot of people just don't care. Fuck. Yeah.
Like, bro, you smell. So it's uncomfortable for us to be around you smelling like that. Yeah, I feel you, Markieff. I know a couple people that need your advice for real. Hopefully they're watching this video.
Crazy.
But it was even rumored that Markieff took a trip to CVS and bought kits to pass out to smelly teammates. And you know who's on his team right now? Anthony Davis. Markieff brought deodorant, shampoo, baby powder.
Well,
he
AD
left it in
stinks.
certain players' lockers. Anthony, we're looking
Why
at you.
why
There's
AD?
no way a unibrow
wait.
that thick is smelling good, okay?
Man said because you got uni, bro.
The NBA needs to make this dude shave that thing. I'm sorry, that was too far. But anyways, the only promise Markieff made to them to get them to follow the rules was the ladies are gonna like this. Hey. And it worked every time. I mean, you gotta be smelling good or fans will start throwing drinks at you. And that's not the only thing they'll do. They'll flip you off. They'll try and blind you. Sometimes NBA fans went way too far. Oh, you wanna hear more about that?
Maybe we look into that. Looks like a good video.
Yeah.
Damn, so rule changes. You know who's going to make a rule change? SGA with the amount of fouls he forces.
Yeah.
I know for a fact a rule change is coming over there. Tell me what you guys think.